This is Business Incorporated, and thank you for joining us. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwago. On the show today, Ghana plans swift sale of 2020 Eurobond and mining fund IPO. South Africa struggling Eskom makes surprise interim profit. Jumia shuts Tanzania e-commerce business and portfolio review. Well, we'll get the show started now with the markets and the Nigerian stock index and, of course, the JSE in South Africa were in opposite directions at intraday. While the NSE index was up 0.12%, South African JSE index was down 0.51%. Markets in Egypt are closed on Friday. However, the EGX 30 index closed its trading week up 0.65% on Thursday. The Nairobi Stock Exchange also closed up on Thursday. And in the Middle East, markets are closed on Friday. However, it was mostly red on Thursday as the numbers traded in negative territory. In Abu Dhabi, the index edged down 0.25%, and Dubai's index also slipped 1.22%. In Qatar, the index was also down 0.23%, extending losses for a third straight session. Saudi Arabian stocks, however, bucked the trend, closing up by 0.08%. In Europe, markets traded lower on Friday amid strained relations between the U.S. and China over protests in Hong Kong. It's also Black Friday, and today is arguably the biggest retail event of the year. Well, let's see how that is playing out across Europe. And we have Ulrich there on the floor of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Hello, Ulrich. A beautiful afternoon to you.
Hi.
Right, so
Thank
for
you.
years...
The same to you.
Right, you're welcome, Ulrich. Well, for years now, the day after Thanksgiving in the U.S. features huge discounts for consumers. And of course, is an important day for merchants as well. How is that going on in Frankfurt?
People are running around with shopping bags. I was on my way to work this morning before 7 o'clock, and I ran across a group of young women lining up in front of a clothing store, which was offering, instead of 25% for everyone else during the day, 50% off for the first people in the store. And so they were waiting and already had their plans mapped out, lots of money in their pockets for when the doors opened at 7. So, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, Black Friday, let alone Cyber Monday, not a topic here in Germany, but it's become very, very popular. And many people plan their spending for this day and for the next Monday. But I've also run across people who almost ethically reject such a spending spree and say, not with me. You have a mixed picture here. But just as practically all over the world, in other places, you have also a similar development here. Main Street stores suffering. Yes, they do get a lot of business through Black Friday, but just as in the other businesses, well, more and more stuff moving to the online side.
All in a bid to get a discount, Ulrich. Anyway, Europe's biggest airline, Lufthansa, will be introducing a new name for its low-cost carrier in the group. Tell us more. What name will that be?
I don't know yet, and according to the report that is saying that there's going to be a new name, the decision hasn't been made at Lufthansa headquarters yet, but it's an interesting move because they basically already have a low-cost airline, Eurowings, but things could be going better there, and it's an interesting move to differentiate now. What is known is when that airline is established, when there is a new name, that part of the low-cost business will move from Eurowings into this new unit, and it will be serving the flights going to Caribbean and to the United States. Also news on Lufthansa this week, a little bit confusing from the strike situation side. There were reports on mediation, first on and then off, and then both sides blaming one another for at least part of the mediation talks breaking down. So people thinking of flying Lufthansa within the next weeks and months should know a possible strike. There's no strike announced now and no new strike, but because of the ongoing conflict, could be upcoming sometime soon. No details yet, though.
And finally, of course, is the last trading day for the month. So give us a wrap of what shaped the market, where you are this week, and of course, what to expect next week as we enter a new month in December.
Right. It was a good month of November for the markets. New records on Wall Street and new annual highs, at least for the German market here. The DAX hovering not far from its record high, which was posted in January 2018. There's some 300 points to be made there. Lots of back and forth on trade. Traders basically saying, well, we'll wait and see. My feeling is that the optimism slightly outweighs the skepticism. Lots of news also on personnel slashing at automakers, the Brexit, the trade talks, not least household managed problems. And just now, today, Daimler announcing that they're looking at slashing a 5-figure number of personnel, around 10,000 people, the person responsible for personnel says. Next week, I think all I need to say is 2 words, oil week. We're going to have the IPO price for Aramco, and OPEC will be coming together for its 2-day meeting in Vienna.
Well, Ulrich, I guess Chelsea and I will certainly have a lot to chew next week, and I'm sure you are signing off for a
Right.
long holiday, but I hope to see you again before Christmas. Have a nice time out, Ulrich.
Yes.